Hi and welcome to Indigo Starfire. My name is Bevin, and in this video I'm going to be doing a channeled message from your twin flame. There are 3 groups to choose from. Group 1 is the fluorite. Group 2 is the golden healer quartz. And group 3 is the chalcedony. So if you want to take a moment to center, focus on your breathing, and feel whichever group, maybe multiple groups or perhaps all of the groups that you're most drawn to, I'll give you a minute to make your selection and then we'll get right into it. And there are timestamps in the description box of the video for each group if you'd like to jump ahead. And up next is a close-up photo of the crystals to help you better make your selection. Hi, Group 1. You chose the fluorite. So I'm going to start with some tarot, and I will use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part or serve as additional messages for you from your twin flame. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands, Knight of Pentacles, Death, the Sun, Judgment, Five of Swords, the Empress, and the Page of Cups. It has taken a long and winding road beyond the realm of denial to be able to finally collide with the inevitable reality that you and I are destined to be together in this lifetime. I am shocked by your existence, and as much as I thought that I was ready for a love which would understand thoroughly who I am on every level, when you arrived into my reality, I found myself pulled into familiar patterns of avoidance, and it has been a struggle for me to admit to myself first and foremost that I was terribly mistaken in how I handled this situation. That I sowed seeds of doubt unnecessarily within you because I myself was uncertain if I was prepared and able to receive the type of love that you had to offer. And it is only in this uncomfortable place that we now find ourselves in that I am well aware that it was always me and the restrictions I had placed upon myself and upon my heart which was the problem. I thank you for holding space for me by focusing intently on yourself, doing what you have needed to do in order to try and move forward, to accept the past between us as best as you can, and to remain optimistic that everything happens for a reason, and a love the likes of which you have dreamed of for so long would inevitably find and meet you at the proper juncture along your own personal journey. Though I am highly intimidated by you, I am even more compelled to put myself out there, to express the truth in my heart as I should have done long ago, so that we at least can explore and experiment with what might remain between the two of us in terms of chords of viability, and that we might be able to weave a new tapestry, both of us together working in unison, that paints a very different picture of what our journey up to this point in time has been like. You, for me, are the face of eternal love, and it has taken running in the opposite direction, only to collide with my own reflection painfully, time and again, to recognize that you were never something which added to the misery of my existence. You, in fact, were the greatest cure and remedy that I had ever known. Simply by being you, you have illuminated a different way forward for myself, and everything within me is urging me to come out of the shadows, to put myself out there, to trust that the bond between the two of us is stronger than ever, no matter what the outside looks like, that we are still highly connected with one another. That because I have been unable to outrun your energy or replace you, that it is finally time that I surrender and submit to the reality that I have loved you all along. Holding this truth within myself brings forth a rush and a wave of high vibrational energy that lifts me beyond a place of doubt to where anything seems possible. It feels right to be fitted right next to you. In your arms is the only place I have ever felt safe and ever felt a sense of belonging. And I know that it is going to require more than just a simple "I'm sorry" or even a grand gesture that speaks to the words "I love you." That we need to have a series of interactions. I know that you will need to vet me out because your trust has been tested time and again, and your patience with me has worn thin. I have worn masks in the attempt to get close to you, to try and sample and see where you are at energetically, and if there is a place for me within this equation. But I understand full disclosure is the only thing that will give me access to the life you have now created for yourself. I am hesitant, and yet I am courageous. There is nothing more that I want than to look you eye to eye once again, and to speak all the words that are long overdue as far as honesty and truth that belongs exclusively to you. You captured my heart once upon a time, and you have been the keeper of it ever since. I am tired of walking in circles, ending up with the same results no matter what I try and change and endeavor to create a different future for myself. You are factored into every equation for all the possibilities of how time can unfold for me, and it is long overdue for us to have an open and honest discussion about everything that has happened in our past with one another, where we find ourselves presently, and what we each want for the future. You, in many ways, are the greatest love of my life, even though there is so much that is still to be experienced between the two of us materially. I am at peace finally with the fact that you were never a stranger, that your soul has always been so familiar to me, and that it was in fact the deep and profound level of heavenly love that you exuded that I was running from in the first place. I surrender myself to these feelings. I surrender myself to you. I surrender myself to the entirety of our journey. And with you, I hope to cultivate a sense of gratitude for all the difficulties we have faced that have helped each of us independently, and I hope together in time, to alchemize all of these wounds which have been dredged up and which we have caused one another into a strength of wisdom that is now unshakable. You are a beacon of hope and eternal light for me. In your presence, I feel stronger than ever. I am tired of walking this earth alone. I want so much to come home to you. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your twin flame wants you to know right now from their higher self. Okay, and we have, I am more spiritual because of you. I miss you a lot more than you believe. I never meant to hurt you. I know you think I won't follow through, but I will. I dream of you constantly. I feel frustrated and stressed out. This setback is temporary and will resolve. And it's easy to focus on the bad. Redirect your energy. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. We've got S, Z, S, B, Y, M, G, O, W, I, C, V, N, B, P, H, O, J, V, and L. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 2. I chose the Golden Healer Quartz. So I'm going to start with some tarot, and I will use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we. And following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what comes through in the first part or serve as additional messages for you from your twin flame's higher self. And then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Magician, the Sun, Justice, the Fool, the Chariot, Judgment, and the Four of Pentacles. I keep a watchful eye on you, and even though there are still developments which need to occur between the two of us in the material world that are contingent of balance we are each attempting to cultivate within ourselves based on our own efforts and the higher hand of destiny fate and the loving forces of the universe that surrounds us, assisting and guiding us on our own processes of purging and realignment. I am nevertheless inserting my energy into your timeline and into your reality because I don't want to miss the opportunity with you. I want to operate as a placeholder in your here and now because when I am finally ready within myself and am given the signs and the indicators that it is time to move towards you, I need you to know that I will not hesitate even in the least bit, because the hunger I have for you is so profound, because I have moved through so much of my doubt that true and higher love could exist here for me on the material plane in this lifetime. Because you have proven wrong all of my theories and beliefs about how love and connection should develop in the best possible way. You have opened my eyes to a different layer of reality simply by being you and existing in my world. I don't want to be someone who misses out on the love of a lifetime, and I recognize you as that for me already. Although our experience with one another is unorthodox compared to what I have known previously and what I'm sure you have encountered and endured in this journey of life, I am very much thrilled and anticipating the beautiful experiences that can happen between the two of us, because this feels more real and more right than everything practical and usual that I have known and experienced of the nature of feelings that swell up inside for another person and the steps that I am usually guided and required to take in order to create something tangible and manifest out of a feeling or an instinct that I ought to move toward another person for larger purposes. You have awakened something within my soul that coincides quite beautifully with a level of ascension that I had already achieved prior to meeting you. It's as if the world that I had come to discover is now more vivid than ever, and so I hope that you will excuse any delays in my progress towards you, as I am immersed in taking in the richness of new perspectives found deep within myself that are helping me to evaluate my material circumstances in a new way. I understand that there are certain things which I need to hold closer to, others which must be shed altogether. And in this process of fine-tuning and tying up loose ends, I need you to know that I am highly motivated to be able to present the best version of myself, which I understand to be the most self-accepting version of me, that I know will coincide beautifully with what I am able to glean you have been cultivating within your own life behind the scenes. You help me feel more potent and powerful just in being the pure essence of myself, even in the times where I am sitting still and lost in a sea of questions, or simply observing you moving about the world in the way in which you do. I sense that there is acceptance and an understanding that wordlessly passes between the two of us, and this motivates me more than ever to be in depth with you as far as the nature of my feelings, what I am capable in love that I never had the proper avenue or motivation to display with another person before, and what I sense and understand is quite possible between the two of us in a realistic way if we continue to hold on to the hope and faith that everything is aligning beautifully as it needs to. You are the answer to many prayers that I had sent out into the universe long ago and had given up hope that they would ever find me in reciprocity. You have come into my life at a juncture in time where I have put much of my past to rest and was very focused on the here and now to enjoy and cultivate what was right in front of me, trusting that any new blessings would arrive when they were due. I was stunned to be shaken as I was within the heart space. You made me speechless, which is something that is unusual for me as an individual, and it has highlighted just how deeply contemplative of an individual I am, which is an asset I am working to contemplate at present. I want to be able to hold space where you are comfortable and free to express yourself. I don't want the spotlight to be exclusively on me, but I want you to be able to blossom and feel seen and supported in your journey as you continue to grow and flourish in what I hope will be the positive influence of love that I have to shower and direct exclusively to you. You are wish fulfillment in so many ways, and you help me to make sense of scattered parts of myself that I had simply collected in a drawer marked miscellaneous things within my soul, that I am now starting to repurpose and understand that they must fit and align with components, skills, and attributes within you. And this makes you all the more perfect for me, because it is not just on the surface and the things that I know about you and that we've shared which seem to make sense, but it is the mystery. It is what exists within the shadow, the unnamed and the unknowable within each of us, that seems to be perfectly aligned, as if we were designed from one singular spark and brought into existence through different journeys in our lifetime, only to come to this precise moment and place where we finally fit with one another beautifully. I look forward to the future with you, and I am optimistic about the next step I am guided to take. Please continue to ready yourself by trusting and having faith that I will arrive and present myself openly and honestly when the time is right. I don't want to sow seeds of doubt within you, and so I am holding myself back very deliberately until I reach a place of being fully articulated in the totality of my personal strength, because I want to lead with confidence. I don't want to trigger any wounds within you. I want to bring balance into your world and into your life, because already you have done that so beautifully within my life and within my heart. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your twin flame wants you to know right now from their higher self. Okay, we have stop the mind chatter. You are safe. I'm clearing past life traumas. I carry guilt over what happened. I miss you a lot more than you believe. There's no turning back. I just can't walk away. We connect in the astral. And I know spirit is guiding me. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. Got Y, S, L, Z, E, U, J, N, S, V, B, M, I, R, I, A, and M. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well. Hi, Group 3. chose the Chalcedony. So I'm going to start with some tarot, and I will use these as the framework for the channeling, and then I will dive into the deeper energy surrounding that. I'm going to be channeling in the first person tense using pronouns such as I, me, you, and we, and following this initial portion of the reading, I'll get some standalone message cards that can either reinforce what came through in the first part or serve as additional messages for you from your twin flame's higher self. Then I'll close the reading out with some initials. Okay, we have Strength, 9 of Cups, 2 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, the Hermit, the Star, Five of Pentacles, and the King of Wands. I feel the ebbs and flows in your emotions, and it frustrates me that I can't do more at this point in time other than send you signs and signals energetically that I am here for you in good times and bad, that I will hold you close while the tears fall until you reach a place where you become the sunrise once again. You, in many ways, through many different chapters in my life, have been that constant presence, always there in the background, holding space for me when the distractions of the material world became too much or failed to sufficiently provide me the ease that was required in order for me to move beyond challenges and to return to the better self that I am inside. It is only after having crossed paths with you in the material world, and after a period of questioning, doubt, and denial, because this was so far outside of the range of anything I had ever heard of occurring between two people before, and that the information I was able to collect and gather seemed insufficient to explain once upon a time, that I now have reached a place of certainty within myself, guided by my own spirit and higher self, which says, you and I were never strangers. We have always been companions with one another, long before we met, and that our destinies are intricately entwined with one another, that the best version of me is directly linked to the best version of you. More than completing one another, we simply illuminate and enhance the best that is inside of each of us. Our strengths complement one another beautifully. Our weaknesses are points where we can shelter each other and ride out the waves and the storms which bring us into dark places from time to time, until we are both ready, willing, and able to lift our heads high and press forth with determination that we too shall persevere against whatever it is that we may face. The odds seem more in my favor in terms of this life when I hold closely the idea of walking with you hand in hand into the future. I am in the process of connecting the dots of many things that have occurred over the course of my life, that seem to intersect with experiences you have had that I know about, which leads me to believe we have always been connected with one another in a way that transcends this lifetime even. I am exploring topics of spirituality and of the nature of myself from a very different lens than I had known or that I had allowed myself to do before. Things are starting to make sense where once there was a gaping hole full of questions, and I feel more filled, fulfilled, and confident in my ability to puzzle my way through whatever incongruencies I am faced with or that I hold inside. Because with the light that you are as my constant companion, I am able to see my own reflection in a new way and have a deeper appreciation for the things that I have been through than I had in the past. With you, I feel uplifted. I feel like anything is possible, but in a way that is achievable and measurable. You bring me balance and stability, and you are the wings that allow me to lift myself beyond the current circumstances and any periods of stagnancy that I find myself in. I want to journey forth with you into new territory as far as love and life is concerned. There is nobody else that I see as the perfect match to walk hand in hand with me into the future. You in many ways are my inspiration, my teacher, and my leader, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to be able to take direct action and steer this connection in a better direction than we are currently sitting in. I want you to know that any period of calm or stillness is not a reflection of me running away from you, but merely taking the time to honor our connection and myself by continuing to meticulously face myself when the easiest thing and the thing I want to do the most is nothing more than run to you, to have experiences in a manifest and material way that closes the door on painful chapters we have each experienced with one another. But I know that in order to preserve and to continue to infuse this connection with the loving energies that are the core and the foundation and are required for us to grow and change and evolve together and individually as a couple and as partners with ourselves first and foremost, that it is necessary that I continue to diligently do the work of inspecting my own shadow rather than waiting for those realities to become glaring and obvious in uncomfortable ways, as has been my tendency and trend in the past. I admire you deeply for the bravery with which you continue to hold grains of optimism when there is very little for you to base that trust and faith in. I want to reassure you that I am moving in your direction steadily and quickly, and that you will not be left in this situation holding on to so many bushels full of love with no one to exchange them with or to admit that it is the product of two hearts which have created such unity. I want to declare my love for you openly, publicly, and in a way that leaves no doubt within you that you are the only one I see, the only one that I want, the only one that is the perfect match for me. Please trust in my method of approach and the process of preparation that I am currently going through. I know that time is of the essence, and I don't want to leave you waiting any longer than necessary. And I know that when everything comes to light, you will understand that it has been crucial for each of us to cultivate something strong deeply within ourselves individually in order to be able to come together as stronger individuals than we were before, which helps to build and enhance the potency and potential of what can unfurl between the two of us in love, and how that love can infuse everything else we touch and endeavor within this life with a high vibration that inspires and heals others, which I feel deeply within myself is a greater part of the purpose for intersecting with one another in the way in which we have in this lifetime. So those are your messages. Let's see what else your twin flame wants you to know right now. And we have, I am more spiritual because of you. I love your weirdness. I'm avoiding my situation. I can't deny my feelings anymore. I'm not who I used to be. I feel frustrated and stressed out. You are my North Star. And I miss you a lot more than you believe. So these initials can be a first, middle, or last name, or can spell something out, just whatever resonates for you. I've got U, H, Z, V, M, J, C, O, W, G, I, Y, A, R, S, L, A, S, and V. So those are your messages. I hope that they resonated with you and that you enjoyed the reading. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, or share. If you'd like a personal reading, I offer those through my Etsy shop, and there's a link to that in the description box of the video. I offer a variety of pre-recorded video readings, written readings, and channeled letters. Turnaround time on everything is 5 to 7 days from the time of purchase. I also sell handmade jewelry, dream catchers, and sun catchers if you're interested in checking any of those out as well. I hope to see you again in another reading. Please take care and be well.